Stop right there. Before you scroll away, let me ask you something crucial. Have you ever wondered if that woman in your life is giving you signals that you're completely missing? Here's a shocking truth. According to behavioral psychologists, women send an average of 52 different body language cues before they even consider verbalizing their attraction. 52? And most men, they catch maybe 3 or 4. That means you could be walking past opportunities every single day, completely blind to what's happening right in front of you. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to reveal 6 scientifically backed signs that she's already decided she wants you, but her words will never tell you. These aren't opinions. Music. These are patterns documented by relationship researchers and psychologists. And fair warning, sign number 4 is so subtle. Even I missed it for years. Let's begin. Think about the last time you were genuinely confused about where you stood with someone. Great conversations. She laughed at your jokes, but you couldn't tell if she was just being friendly or if there was something more. This confusion, it's not your fault. Here's the reality. When it comes to attraction and intimacy, we're still operating on ancient psychological patterns. Evolution has hardwired certain behaviors into human courtship, and understanding these patterns gives you an almost unfair advantage. But let me be crystal clear about something. Everything I'm about to share is about reading genuine interest, music, not manipulation. These signs mean she's interested in exploring a connection with you, but you still need to be respectful, communicate clearly, and always prioritize consent. Clear? Perfect. Now let's decode these signals. Sign number 1, the proximity pattern. Here's a fascinating study, music, from the Journal of Social Psychology. Researchers discovered that when a woman is attracted to someone, she unconsciously reduces her personal space bubble from an average of 45 centimeters to about 20 centimeters. But that's just the surface level. The real tell is what I call the repeated proximity phenomenon. Let's say you're at a party. The room is large, multiple spaces where people can gather, but somehow no matter where you move, she ends up nearby. Not directly beside you every time, but consistently within your orbit. She refreshes her drink when you're heading that direction. You step outside for air. 5 minutes later, she's there too. You join a group conversation. She positions herself where she can see you, even if she's talking to someone else. This isn't coincidence. This is deliberate, unconscious behavior. Dr. Monica Moore from Webster University found that women attracted to someone will be in that person's physical space up to 5 times more frequently than random chance would predict. But here's the crucial distinction. It's not about being close, once. It's about the pattern. If you notice this happening across multiple occasions, multiple settings, music, multiple contexts, that's a woman creating opportunities for connection in shared spaces like work or friend groups. Notice if she positions herself to face you, chooses the seat next to you when other options exist, or lingers in conversations even when others have moved on. The proximity pattern isn't about forcing closeness. It's about creating conditions where closeness can naturally happen, and if you're seeing this sign, she's opened the door. Now you need to decide if you're going to walk through it. Sign number 2, the vulnerability window, and this one is profound. Here's something most men completely misunderstand. Music. When a woman shares truly personal information with you, not surface level small talk, she's not just making conversation, she's conducting a test. According to psychologist Arthur Aaron, who studied intimate relationships, self-disclosure is one of the most powerful predictors of romantic connection. But here's the key. It has to be reciprocal and escalating. When a woman shares things she doesn't share publicly, her fears about her career, her complicated family relationships, her dreams she's afraid to say out loud, her past disappointments, she's doing something psychologically significant. She's removing her armor. Think about it. We all wear masks in public. We present curated versions of ourselves. But when someone voluntarily removes that mask in front of you, when they show you the uncertain, imperfect version of themselves, they're saying, I trust you with this. I trust you with me. This might sound like, I've never told anyone this, but can I ask you something I've been thinking about? Sharing a childhood story that reveals insecurity, talking about her deepest aspirations without the usual confidence filter. But here's where most men, music, get it wrong. When she opens this vulnerability window, your response determines everything. If you dismiss it, make a joke to deflect, Or judge her? That window slams shut, possibly forever. The correct response: match her vulnerability. Not immediately with the same intensity, but gradually. Show her you're capable of depth too. Show her that her trust was well placed. Because here's what she's really asking: can I be my full self with you? Will you see me, really see me, and still choose to stay? Dr. Beanie Brown's research confirms this. Intimacy cannot exist without vulnerability. And when a woman chooses to be vulnerable with you specifically among all people in her life, that's not random. That's intentional attraction. Pay attention to when these vulnerable moments happen. Late at night after you've shared something meaningful in a private setting. Music. The context matters because it shows premeditation. She's chosen you, chosen the moment, chosen to let you in. If you're experiencing this, understand the weight of what she's offering you. Sign number 3, the priority shift. Here's the principle: everyone is busy, everyone has commitments. But when a woman is genuinely interested in you, something interesting happens. You stop being maybe in her calendar and start being definitely. You mentioned trying that new coffee place on Saturday morning. Suddenly, her previously busy Saturday has an opening. You're working on a project at the library Thursday evening. She has studying to do too. Wouldn't music it be convenient to do it together? But here's the more subtle version most men miss. You text her at 11 p.m., she responds now, not the next morning. You have a random thought mid-after afternoon Tuesday? She engages fully, not with one-word responses. You're having a tough day. Suddenly, music she's checking in, offering to talk or meet up. This is the priority shift in action. What we're looking for is selective prioritization. Does she respond to you faster than others? Does she make time for you that she doesn't make for other people? Does she rearrange things to accommodate opportunities to connect with you? There's neurological research behind this. When we're attracted music to someone, our brain releases dopamine in anticipation of interaction. This creates motivated attention. Her brain is wiring itself to prioritize you as a source of reward. The priority shift also shows up in conversation topics. Notice what she remembers. You mentioned 3 weeks ago you had a job interview coming up. She remembers and asks how it went. You casually referenced a book you were reading. She brings it up later, maybe reads it herself. This isn't just good memory. This is active investment. She's collecting information about you, building a database of your interests, struggles, victories, personality. She's doing this because in her mind, you're not temporary. You're someone worth understanding deeply. Here's the test. If life happens and you genuinely need to reschedule plans, notice her reaction. Is she understanding and immediately suggests an alternative time? Does she seem disappointed but tries to hide it? Music. Does she say no problem but finds another reason to reach out within 24 hours? All investment. Music. The priority shift tells you that you've moved from being someone she knows to someone she's making space for in her life. And that shift doesn't happen for just anyone. Sign number 4, the subtle one, the future projection. Women who are attracted to you start inserting you into their future hypothetically, casually, almost like they're testing how the idea feels. Let me show you what this sounds like. She mentions a concert happening 3 months from now and says, we should go to that. Not I'm thinking of going, but she talks about a restaurant opening next month. You'd love this place. She references a TV show. We need to watch this together. When someone uses future-oriented language that includes you, they're doing something called relationship forecasting. This is one of the ways humans mentally rehearse and prepare for deeper connection. She's not just making plans, she's imagining a future where you're present. She's normalizing the idea of you being part of her life over time. But the future projection goes beyond just events. Listen for these subtle versions. She talks about her career goals when I move for that job, or if I start music that businesses, and looks at you to gauge your reaction. She's wondering if you'd be part of that future scenario. She mentions places she wants to travel. Have you ever been to, or would you ever want to visit? She's mapping your compatibility for future experiences. She talks about her values, lifestyle preferences, long-term vision, and pays close attention to how aligned yours is with hers. These aren't random conversations. These are compatibility assessments disguised as casual chat. Music. Here's a real example that happened to me years ago. A woman I knew mentioned she was thinking about adopting a dog. Then she said, "What kind of dogs do you like? Are you a dog person?" At the time, I thought she was just curious. Looking back, she was imagining a life scenario and wondering if I fit into it. 2 weeks later, she mentioned wanting to cook in better and asked what my favorite foods were. Music. I missed every single signal. Neuroscientist Dr. Helen Fisher's research shows that when we're falling for someone, we engage in intrusive thinking. We can't stop imagining scenarios with that person. Music, the future projection, is the verbal manifestation of that internal process. When she starts weaving you into her future, whether next weekend or next year, she's revealing something profound. In the story she's writing about her life, you're becoming a character that matters. Here's your homework. Don't just passively notice this, reciprocate it. If she says we should do this, agree and help make it concrete. If she includes you in future plans, show enthusiasm because the future projection is an invitation and invitations require responses. Sign number 5, the attention allocation. Here's a fact. In group settings, people naturally distribute their attention relatively equally. We make eye contact with multiple people, direct music comments to various individuals, balance our social energy. But when attraction enters the equation, this balance completely breaks. Watch what happens when she's in a group and you're there. Where does her attention consistently land? She's in a conversation with 3 other people, but her body is angled toward you. Someone tells a joke, she laughs, but looks at you to see if you're laughing too. She tells a story and makes eye contact with the music group, but her gaze returns to you more frequently for longer durations. This is preferential attention allocation. Notice who she asks questions to most frequently, whose opinions she seeks out, music who she agrees with, who she playfully challenges, who she wants validation from. If the answer is consistently you, even in a room full of people, you're receiving preferential treatment. Studies using eye tracking technology show that people fixate on attractive individuals up to 70% more frequently than others in the same visual field. Let's talk about the digital version. On social media, whose content does she consistently engage with, not just likes? Anyone can double tap. I'm talking about comments, shares, meaningful engagement. When she posts something, whose response does she reply to first or most thoroughly? In group chats, notice the pattern. Does she enter conversations when you're active and quiet down when you're not? Does she react to your messages specifically? Does she continue threads that you started? You post something, and within minutes, she's responded. But here's the tell. Her music response isn't generic. It's specific to you. Referencing something she knows you care about or continuing a private joke. That's not casual engagement. That's active monitoring and intentional connection. Now, what if she's just attentive with everyone? True preferential attention has 3 markers: consistency, intensity, and exclusivity. Consistency means it happens every time. Intensity means the quality of attention is different, more focused, more energized. Exclusivity means you receive a type or level of attention that others don't. If she's engaged with everyone equally, that's her personality. If she's engaged with you differently, that's attraction. The attention allocation sign tells you something crucial. In a world full of distractions, notifications, and competing priorities, you've become someone worth focusing on. And in today's attention economy, that's everything. Finally, sign number 6, the investment escalation. This is the master sign that confirms everything else. Here's the music framework. Relationships are built on reciprocal investment. In early stages, interest is shown through small investments. But when someone is moving from casual interest to serious attraction, their investment doesn't stay static. Music, it escalates. Let me break down what this looks like. Early stage, she responds to your text within a reasonable time frame. Escalation, she initiates conversations. She doesn't wait for you to reach out. Early stage, she agrees to plans you suggest. Escalation, she suggests plans. She takes initiative. Early stage, she shares basic information about her life. Escalation, she brings you into her world, introduces you to her friends, includes you in her routine. Early stage, she compliments you occasionally. Escalation, she notices specific things, your growth, your efforts, the subtle changes others miss. See the pattern? It's not about grand gestures, it's about progressive deepening. Research from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships confirms that escalating investment is one of the strongest music predictors of relationship formation. You can actually track it. Think back to your first few interactions with her. What was the level of effort, time, music, and emotional energy she put in? Now, compare that to recent interactions. If there's noticeable growth, if she's doing more, sharing more, initiating more, caring more, that's not friendship, that's romantic escalation. Concrete examples. Month 1, pleasant conversations when you ran into each other. Month 2, she started texting you funny things that reminded her of you. Month 3, she invited you to an event she's involved in, wanting to share that part of her life. That's escalation. Here's the psychological principle. People protect their time, energy, and emotion. We invest them where we believe we'll get a return. When a woman progressively increases her investment in you, she believes you're worth it. More than that, she's hoping you'll prove her right. But there's a critical component: reciprocity. Investment escalation only continues if it's met with matching investment from you. If she's escalating and you're staying static, she'll either interpret your lack of music escalation as disinterest and pull back, or she'll feel like she's chasing music and lose respect for the dynamic. If she's texting first more often, you text first sometimes too. If she's making plans, music, you make plans. If she's opening up emotionally, you open up. If she's bringing you into her life, bring her into yours. Escalation has to be mutual or it collapses. So here's your action step. Music, map the trajectory. Look at where things started and where they are now. Music. If you see upward momentum in her investment, you're not witnessing friendship. You're witnessing attraction in motion. Let's bring this all together. We've covered 6 hidden signs. The proximity pattern. She consistently creates opportunities to be in your physical space. The vulnerability window. She removes her emotional armor and shares parts of herself she keeps hidden. The priority shift. You move from optional music to important in how she allocates her time. The future projection. She naturally includes you in her vision of what's coming next. The attention allocation. You receive preferential focus and energy music in all settings. And the investment escalation. Her time, effort, and emotional investment progressively increases. Here's what you need to understand. 1 sign alone could be coincidence. 2 signs together suggest interest. 3 or more signs, that's a clear pattern. If you're experiencing 4, 5, or all 6 of these signs, you're not dealing with ambiguity. You're dealing with a woman who has made her decision about you. But she's waiting for you to make yours, because here's the truth. Even in modern dating, even with all our progress, there's still a psychological reality. Most women, even confident ones, will not verbally state their attraction first. They'll signal it, create opportunities, make themselves available. But the final step of verbalizing interest, music, or making an explicit move, they're hoping you'll take that leap. Is that fair? Maybe not. Is it reality? Absolutely. So if you're seeing these signs and you're interested too, you have a responsibility to act. Not aggressively, not presumptuously, but music honestly. Ask her out explicitly, not to hang out, to go on a date. Use that word. Create clarity. Tell her you enjoy spending time with her and you'd like to explore where this connection could go. Make a move respectfully, consensually, but decisively. Because here's what happens if you don't. She'll assume you're not interested. Her investment will decrease, and eventually she'll redirect that energy towards someone who recognizes what's being offered. Don't let that be your story. I know some of you are thinking, but what if I'm wrong? What if I ruin the friendship? Here's my response. If you're seeing multiple signs consistently over time, you're not wrong. And if you communicate your interest respectfully and she doesn't reciprocate, any friendship worth keeping will survive that honesty. But more importantly, constantly managing a woman's comfort at the expense of your own honesty isn't noble. It's cowardly. If you're attracted to her and she's showing signs of attraction to you, the respectful thing is to be clear about your intentions. Hiding in the friend zone while secretly hoping for more isn't kind to her or to yourself. So here's my challenge to you. If someone specific came to mind while watching this video, if you've been seeing these signs but haven't acted, you have 48 hours. Not for some grand romantic gesture, but to create a moment of honest communication. Text her, call her. The next time you see her, create the conversation that needs to happen because life is too short for missed connections. The signs are there. You now know how to read them. The only question left is what will you do with this knowledge? If this video helped you, leave a comment music below, sharing which sign resonated most. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this with them. Until next time, pay attention, trust what you're seeing, and have the courage to act on.